Hey, Sergio. Extra early. All right, just about fully set up here. And live on TikTok. All right. Hello, Camille. Good evening. Hello, Keith. Hey, John Miller. Everybody. I'll wait for everybody to gather in a little more. It was a long day for me today of trading. But fuck, man, we really nailed that market. Are we doing the day swinging for tomorrow? Sergio, did you get to do any of it with us today? Damn, man. All right. But you don't tomorrow? And what makes you interested in doing it tomorrow? Did you see some of us doing it today? Did you come in? Ah, okay. Yeah, today was pretty awesome. I mean, every day's been awesome. Like the last, we've been doing great. Yeah, it is a long day. Miana, you're in Australia? My goodness. And so I read this morning. Oof, yeah. United Airline puts. All right, we'll take a look in a few minutes. All right, so the market today was what? It was somewhat range bound for the first half of the day and then started to fall off a cliff and broke yesterday's low. For most of the day, we were inside of yesterday, inside of its candle. This candle here, this candle today was inside of the range of yesterday's candle. So that made it a kind of non sequitur day, a day where we didn't make any higher high and we didn't make any lower low. So we didn't have a direction going on. We just sort of were floating in the middle, right? And that caused a lot of chop in the market. Most of the morning spikers crapped out. There was really only a couple of them, but they crapped out. Luckily, we had two more, I believe it was, or maybe three, two more afternoon spikers show up. That was W key and was it called HVP or HPV? Yeah, one of those. But in any event, today was pretty choppy. And if you were trying to trade it, and you weren't thinking about the fact that stocks go down, this day was not for you. HPR, that's it. Yeah. You needed to be hedged on both sides of the market lately. The market is just so choppy. It's just not reliably trending right now. Let's see. So let me pull up the 1 minute so you can kind of get an idea of what it looked like today. There we go. So yeah, it stayed range bound for a while there. Basically put in this range in the first, in less than an hour, it put in that range. Then that broke to the upside. And I figured that was going to give us a positive tilt for the day. And then this lower, this higher low right here gave me the impression that that was indeed true and that we were doing something like this on the day. But as a matter of fact, we were watching the different sectors, so we were seeing the market get torn apart in different directions. For instance, tech was bleeding all day. But yeah, sure enough, the market did eventually break down, establish a wider range, and you could start to see the stress and the panic in some of the other sectors. And so at this point in the day, you have these higher, lower highs going on, and this range that got expanded. So you had something akin to that. And yeah, the market just was not having any of that and just broke way down. It actually is not a lot, but it just felt like a lot because the market had been so tame. In the morning, we were waiting for some Fed meeting information and some other updates in the market. And so that's why the market was probably holding. And it took off and then it just rotated. There's just this huge rotation going on out of tech. It just keeps continuing. I'll show you the sectors in a second, but let's take a look again at the daily chart so you can get an idea about how, like, today was not that big of a day. Like, man, it felt so bad, right? But if you go back, you can see we've had much bigger days. Like, look at this candle right here. We dropped from 391 to 381, essentially 10 points in one day. Today, we dropped from that high of 392 to 387, just 5 points. And we had a drop bigger than that just 5 days ago from 397 to 391, 6 points. So, it may feel strong or bad, but that was mostly because the market's it's ripping apart at the seams, really. I'll have to show you how the different sectors are rotating around. But look, we've got other bigger days. In the last few months, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I'm not even going to count that one. 7, 8, 9. Since January this year, we've had 9 red days bigger than today. So today was really not that big of a deal. And if you knew how to position for it, you make a lot of money on a day like today. I believe most of our members made a lot of money with us today. Faraz, you says he's pissed he closed his XLC. Yeah, that just kept running down. You should be pissed you closed anything. You messed up about your time. I mean, that's just, no, it wasn't even the pickle, man. It was just you made a mental mistake. It was you messed up on your time. You closed your positions. No, I thought you did. Anyway, I was talking to Faraz there, one of our members. Over to the VIX. So the VIX is really just like not doing too bad, actually. The market may be doing bad. It put in like another red day today, but the VIX is not doing too bad. It didn't make a lower low. I mean, it didn't make a higher high, which would have been worse. It did not. In fact, it's made a lower high, and it's done that for actually 4 days in a row. So theoretically, market volatility and uncertainty is actually wringing out of the market. And that's probably indicative of the sector rotation that I'm talking about. No, Faraz, did you post them? Yeah, I think I did see your gains. They were insane, right? Really good. You got like 78% gains on one of them, right? I think so. And then you had some smaller gains, but yeah. Let's look, for instance, example, tech, XLK today. Let's look at it on the 1 minute chart. Maybe if I just do 1 day, it won't do that thing where it jumps on me. Okay, so yeah, tech was down in red all day today. And towards the end of the market, really started to bleed. But it was nothing like other sectors. So we noticed early on there being a lot of weakness in some other sectors, and we went after them. For example, XLC, communication sector. So compare this angle on this chart, XLK, QQQ, tech, NASDAQ, to XLC. Like, wow. That was a lot of blood red. That's cool. And then what were some of the other sectors? XLI we had going up. So XLI did pretty good all day for half of the day until we finally cut it loose. So as you can see, the market itself as a whole, may have taken a plunge, but some sectors did well today. Let me go over some of our recaps because we had a pretty good day today. So we were alerted pretty early by member Angelica, I believe is the name. Hopefully I got that right. Yeah, is that you, Angelica Zhu? Is that you? About Viacom taking a nosedive. And the strategy right now that we've been using is to delta hedge your portfolio. And all that means is that you want basically an equal weighted amount of calls or upside or long bets as short puts bets, downside bets. You want an equal amount, or even if you see the market start going in one direction or trend, if this was a bearish market, we'd be tilted to the bearish side and we'd be weighted more heavily in the puts. What was it? No, I guess Angelica didn't mention. So anyway, we noticed right away, we were getting into XLI because it was going up, and we made money on that all day long. Total end of day cum on XLI was, I think, 54%. Members made between 35 and 54% depending. And then what we did is we got stuff that was going down. Now remember, SPY, the market in general, was going sideways and choppy all day and then maybe starting to tilt down, remember? So now when I show you this chart of Viacom, you can see that it was just going down all morning, all afternoon, all end of the day. But the point was, in the morning, you could easily see, it was apparent as could be, that Viacom was going to go down irregardless, or whatever that word is, regardless of what the market was doing. Viacom was going to be independently moving down. So those are the kind of hedges that you like to have in your portfolio. And frankly, that's what you want to be betting on the upside as well. If you can find a stock that's going up and up and up, irregardless of how the market is moving. You want to find those detached, just running plays. And this was another one, Viacom. Angelica, are you here? Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, did I see GME? No, I haven't seen GME yet. I'll take a look at that in a second. I did see GME during the day. So we got, what did we get on that, guys? On Viacom. I show 151% total gains on our Viacom play today because we did get back in right around here and continued down. You guys did pretty good on Viacom. And then we had XLI. We had Riot all day, 127% gains on Riot puts. That was another one that was just going down all day. And Zoom, I picked that out early on. That was just going to go down regardless of how the market was moving. Zoom was having a bad day. So we did 109% returns on Zoom. And I already did XLC. XLC, I show we did 97% gains on. I don't know what I said earlier, but it was 97% gains. What was your gains on XLC, Faraz? I know you said you got out early. 107% gains, and you got out early. Okay, so probably my 97% recap gain on that is probably even conservative. Probably the total move was 130%. And then we have PayPal. We had that all day. And that's another one that Froz is kicking himself for. He got out too early. We had a minimum of 85% gains. Let's do another one to the upside. We had oil. So we took oil on the day. Oil was going up. We took that direction when it started to push up right over here at 40 and got out about 41.83. We got USO. This is USO, United States Oil. People, we were all early on Viacom and PayPal. Yes, we were. I spotted, especially this is exactly the kind of thing that's easy to spot right here. This one's so easy to spot because look, I'll draw it for you. Oil's ranging, right? It's like ranging. Then all of a sudden, off of the bottom, it has this huge thrust upward. I mean, basically, when I saw it putting that much upward motion in after ranging, I was looking at every sector, right? I said, that's it, and I think we got in right around there. And so we held oil most of the day until it started to fail all these moving averages over here. And the gains on oil was, I have 21%, but I think we did even better than that. But it didn't matter. We had a pretty large delta on the number of calls. And so we got a pretty good return out of that. Energy, that was another one, XLE, on the fact that oil was going up and also ExxonMobil was going up. We got some energy, but that was a bit more rocky. It was quite top, a lot of topping action going on all day, but it did provide that upside hedge that we like to have in the portfolio. Eventually, we did have to snip it when it started to break down. For gains, we had 52% gains. Then again, on the downside, we had Facebook. A couple members took Facebook for 84% gains. Facebook puts just kept running down all day. And VSTO, I don't know how many members took that, but I was all over that. And I got 33% gains out of that drop all day. And Williams-Sonoma, this one was just a piece of cake. Talk about an easy trade. That was just down all day, 34% gains. And Peloton, that was just all day. I think we got in when it was halfway through. It might have been midday. Don't quite remember, but yeah, Peloton was doing not too good. Might have been actually earlier on in the day. And we got 29% at least gains on that. Then we also had Netflix, and that turned out to be a little tricky. And I got us out when it started to pull up into this 50 moving average. I think I even got us out at somewhere. Oh, well, you know what it was is when it pulled over VWAP right here. And so we lost 7% on that one. So, okay, we made 109% gains on some things, 151% gains on others, 127%, 97%, 85%. But we did have a couple losers on the day that maybe only returned 4%, minus 10%, minus 5%, that kind of stuff. But overall, we all pretty much killed it. And I hope that, it takes money to make money. I hope that if you were trading with us today, that you had gotten into a lot of the positions, because that's the best way to do it. And I call kind of like what we did today, or what I do with this, day swinging. I've never really heard that term before, but I'm going to call it day swinging. And that's where you just hold anything that's trending in either direction all day long. What kind of buffer are you giving yourself on these calls? No, it doesn't really work that way, John. So like, let's go back to maybe Williams-Sonoma. Yeah. So Williams-Sonoma kept putting in lower, that's a stock in distress. Okay. And we got into that, I don't recall, it might've been after this drop here. It could have been before it. I think it might have been on this pull up here. I do believe it was right in here, 175.34. And we stayed in because it kept making lower highs all day long. This is why we stayed in. And then you have to say, okay, but what about this one right here? That's higher, right? But I do give it the latitude of seeing whether or not it's going to be able to get over VWAP. If it's a stock like this that has been going against the market, I mean, Williams-Sonoma was just dropping horribly on its own, independently, on its own accord, all the way to there, right? So then it pulls up, and I just curiously watch it, to see, okay, come on. I know this is bullshit. This is not going to be reversing. Like, you're going to try and tell me that now suddenly something's changed? No, nothing's changed. So it couldn't get over VWAP. And then that's what's typical. And then it fell again. So probably the hardest moment in the entire day of holding Williams-Sonoma was this push above the 50 right there. That was the hardest moment right there. That's it. Everything else was, let's keep holding it. Let's keep holding it. Let's keep holding it. And if you remember, we had this big thrust down. I took my profits right here. This is when I closed the position. It actually turned out to be not the ultimate low. It even went just a slight bit lower, but I could tell that when you get that parabolic push like that, that's a good spot. That's a good bottom. That's a good time to take your profits. But overall, it could have been a hold, just, continuous. It could have been just a continuous hold. It was staying below the 200 moving average. It was staying below VWAP. It was staying below the open. It was red on the day, staying mostly below this 100 moving average the entire day. So anyway, that's how I do it, John. That's how I do it. That's my buffer is just, has the stock changed sentiment or not? And if it hasn't, then it's going to keep going. And that's what we did. All right, let me take a look at GME. You guys said that GME went crazy today. Yeah, see, to me, that looks a lot like tech looks. That would have been very tricky to take. I would not have been, like, those other stocks that I just showed you were much easier bets. You couldn't really know for sure that that was going to happen. Like this, until right here, GME was just basically sideways. Yeah, it was red on the day, but it was ranging. When it came here, that could have been just another test, and it does this. You couldn't know that this was going to happen. You couldn't really know. But enough people probably got it because, I don't know, you might have been able to feel it, if you're really on the GME. Yeah. But look, that was, we did not take tech short today. And why? Let's take a look at tech. Now, just remember this chart, okay? Look at this chart on GME, and now let's go over to tech. It's very similar. Very similar. You see that? So, and we didn't take tech short all day, although we should have. Did we? No, we didn't. Although we probably should have. But the reason why we didn't was, do any of you see why? It's because of this right here. This push up right here made it an unreliable bet. It's inconsistent. Compare that to the Williams-Sonoma or any of the other ones, Riot, Williams-Sonoma. What else did we do? Viacom. But I'll just pull up Williams-Sonoma. Just look at the curve on that. Very easy to stay in that one and see that it was going to keep going down. Abel asks, how many contracts do you buy on a day trade? So that is very complex question, actually, because it depends on what you're buying. Like, let's say it was Tesla. It's not just that you're investing more money. It's not just that. It's also, it moves more in relation to the market. That's called beta. Versus, let's say, AT&T. AT&T does not move very much compared to the market. So that's called beta. So you actually have to beta weight your positions. And that's built into Thinkorswim. You can beta weight your positions so that you can have them all kind of equaling the same. And you can determine how many contracts you should or should not have as you're adding contracts. You start to see what is the beta weighted delta that you're getting on. We went over this in I think Friday of last week, the beta weighted delta hedging your portfolio on the day so that you can have as many equal weighted things that are going up as are going down, or you can, be vice versa. You can be more positive weighted or more negative weighted. So it's kind of a hard question to answer, but let's say my typical position was 50 or 100 deltas. That's a certain weighting. And then I got in on XLU or something, and I got 5 contracts, and that gave me 12 delta. That's way too small compared to the 100 delta. So I would know that I need a lot more contracts, and so I can add on to kind of balance it out. And you shouldn't really be in more than 1% of your account value in total deltas directionally, ever directionally. So if you had a $10,000 account, you don't want positions to be adding up to more than 100 deltas in any direction that you're choosing. But you could have 100 bullish positions and 100 bearish positions and be at market neutral. Delta neutral is what that's called. But you're asking a pretty advanced question. It is included in the class collection of lessons that I put together. I'll drop the link right here. If you want to take that, you can go check it out. Here we go. But maybe you got that, Abel. Maybe you understood. So that's very cool. All right. So let's take a look at some of your picks. We just checked out that GME, and like I said, I probably would not have gotten into that GME for it to bleed all day, because it didn't look like it was bleeding all day. It looked like it had elements of hope, and that just isn't where I put my money today. I put my money on easier things that would have stressed you out less. For those of you who traded with me in the group today, how did it go? Did you like it? Was it stressful? Was it fun? Was it enjoyable? Was it smooth? What do you think? Let me see what you guys say. Kelly said, very cool today. All right. Is it possible to have a live screen of your current positions? We could figure that out perhaps, but there's just no way for you to mimic it. I see what you mean. You mean just for learning? Sure, we could figure that out. We also traded, hang on, let's get into what were some of the breakout trades we did today, momentum breakout trades. We had, I can't even remember. Well, I remember the late day too, HPV and W key, but what about the beginning of the day? We had 1 or 2 that worked out a little bit. What was that? I want to say it was BNCT, but anyway, it'll probably be still on the stock market pre-market screener. Let's see. Huh. That's cool. What? Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, Dolphin, DLPN. How could we forget? And Apto, that's right. So look at that, Dolphin. I don't think we got a trade on DLPN, did we? No, I said it needs to break 38 in order for it to be a bullish play, and it didn't. So there was no trade on DLPN, which meant you didn't lose money, because look at that. That was pretty red all day. If you were going to go long on DLPN, that was going to kill you. That would have killed you. And then Apto, yep, there was another one. Yeah, Apto did break 5.8. And while I was working on my portfolio, I know you guys traded that, some of that breakout. And I know some of you held, it went all the way to 7.2. There might have been multiple trades. You might have been holding it for a while. Can you tell me what were some of your gains? Yeah, I know. Apto, how'd you guys do on Apto today? I was guiding you through it a little bit as I was watching it, but I was also working on my own positions. Well, maybe some of the people who were trading early in the morning are not here late at class. But yeah, that was pretty decent. I know some people made quite a bit of money today. I don't know whether it was W key later or Apto or HPV, HPR. HP was one of those, but let's check out W key. So midday, W key suddenly just starts breaking out. Within 2 minutes, we had a member. And if you want to step forward and say that was me, that's fine. We had a member alert us that W key was popping. And we got right on top of that. Kelly, was that you? So how did you track that so fast? It was in 2 minutes. I mean, you weren't watching it. So I was curious what kind of screener you're using. Camille was watching, you were watching. Why? Why was that an stock of interest today before it popped? I'm talking about before it popped. I mean, it was just red all day. NFT. Well, what do you know? All of a sudden it pops. So anyway, we had a couple members actually watching that and brought it to the group right away. Way to go, Kelly. And within 2 minutes, we started to pounce right on top of that. Our first trade was 11.25, I think it was 11.5, all the way up to the halt, which was 12.4. And then we had multiple moments to get in for the rest of that time. And I believe some members maybe just held, which would have been all right because it did stay up for quite a while. And then other members doing HFT trades, high frequency trading, HFT on NFTs. So what were some of your gains, guys, on W key? I know we had one person on TikTok. I'm trying to remember who that was. Might have been Tyler, who said they made their account go to 131% gains today, or it might have been the last 2 or 3 days with us or something. 131% gains with our trade today. I believe it was W key that sent him over the top. Jesse? I don't know. I don't even know who Jesse is. Oh, you're talking about Jessica? Angelica? We don't even have a Jesse. Well, maybe it wasn't Jesse. Oh, Jesse Wilson. We do have a Angelica. And now Faraz says, yeah, it was Angelica. And now Jesse Wilson's going to go like, well, it wasn't me. No, it was me. We do have a Jesse. Yeah, and then HPV. Okay, so W key halted one time right there. I want to say it halted one more time later in the day, but maybe it didn't. That was nice. W key just stayed right within the halt range for the rest of the day, but it did have that one halt. Yeah, that's right. She sure did for us. But human papillomavirus, is that what it is? HPV? Is that why we're laughing about it? No. HPR or HRV. There it is. HPR. I freaking guessed it. High Point Resources Corp. So apparently this is an energy stock. This is not NFT action here. This is energy. This stock started popping, came on our radar from somebody. Somebody also brought us HPR. If it's Kelly, I'm like literally going to be like unbelievably surprised here. Was it Kelly? Come on now. You can't be joking. You also brought us HPR. I don't think so. Let's see. Well, somebody brought us HPR. It might have been on TikTok. Kelly says no. And we got in the fives, I think. 5, somewhere in the fives. And then this huge run, right? And it halted a couple of times, once, twice, three times. And then the fourth time, the halt became a news pending halt, which was basically there was a huge unexplained volatility in this stock. It halted three times. They hadn't had this kind of a halted volatility situation in recent times. So the listing market requires then the company to release some kind of information about why the stock is experiencing crazy gains. And so that's when I said to you guys, this is like a little $4 company, right? I said, okay, probably you're not going to see this open up for trading again until tomorrow then, because what they have to do then is they have to craft a professional press release as to what happened. And if there's nothing going on, they're not ready for that, So I said it would take between 1 and 4, 1 and 8 hours for them to get that released. And unfortunately, some people are trapped in that trade right there. And that is a good example of why you want to have a high frequency trading setup. It's $175 a month to have a high frequency setup. And for anyone who has $30,000 in their account or more, I highly, highly, highly recommend it if you're doing any kind of day trading, especially if it's momentum day trading, because can you imagine like being cheap on that $175 a month? I mean, what is that a week? That's let's see, it's $180 a month roughly. So it's 90 every 2 weeks. So it's $45 a week divided by 5. So it's $9 a day. So for $9 a day, can it save you money? Can it save you losses? Can it get you more profits? Can it make you $9 every day? I mean, the justification for the $175 a month is so easy. It's such an easy sell, frankly. Yeah, it looks like Camille says you're stuck in it. I really hope, fingers crossed that it works out for you guys tomorrow. Watch for that press release to be released in pre-market. Be careful because it'll probably be released in pre-market, 8 a.m., 7 a.m., 6 a.m. We'll see. And get ready. But yeah, that one was pretty superb. We did make a lot of good money on that one as well, unless you got trapped in that last halt. The name of that one, HPR, High Point Resources. I don't know exactly what they do. We were making fun today that maybe they are in oil or something, and that they have some properties, and that maybe there was rumor that there was a sighting that they struck oil and the oil was flying up in the air, and someone nearby, the rumor started to spread, and then all of a sudden it got to Wall Street, and then it goes and pops up. And now there's either one or two ways that's going to go. We were joking about this, that either the press release is going to say, we have no material happenings inside our company to account for this market activity. And that will be the end of the press release. And that's usually bad. And the stock is just going to plummet. Or it's going to be, we struck oil and the valuation of our company is now, 12 times more than, we'll be reassessing our valuation, but it's an order of magnitude higher, et cetera. So anyway, we can dream, right? I'm not in the trade. A couple of our members are in the trade. And I hope that it's good news. I hope you get some good news. Even then, you got to be on your toes and watch out. What did you say, Andre? Let's see. What's the 175? 175 is for a high frequency trading setup per month, coupled with Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade. So if you have $30,000, really $25,000 or more, and you want it to be doing day trading, some of which is like, this kind of stuff, momentum breakouts, which can be very lucrative, you should probably schedule a one-on-one lesson with me so that we can talk about how to protect your money. What are your next steps? What kind of setup you should get going, and how to be careful with your money and all that. So I'll post that link again in the group here if anyone needs that or wants that for my private one-on-ones. Yeah, remember the link myself. Oh, I better copy that to YouTube. I can see the questions on YouTube, Dave, but I don't often see them in time, as you probably noticed. All right. So that was everything that we traded today, and we just kicked ass. My entire portfolio today went up 8.7%. Oh, actually, it looks like it went up a little bit even more than that, almost 10% on the day. Outstanding. I know that some of you had some pretty great gains. All right. Timothy says, can you show us deer and cat and see if they broke any significant barriers? Your opinion on their outlook for the next week or 2 weeks? Yes. Really well said. Really well asked, Timothy. Good job, buddy. All right, let's see. So deer is in industrials, which have been on a tear. XLI. Let's go look at, so XLI doing good, a little bit choppy, but deer probably one of the exemplary holdings in the industrial sector. And today, as bad as deer did, right, Timothy, if you're stocking it, and probably Kelly's stocking it too, as bad of a day today was, and as bad as deer did today, because it was red all day today, I think it was. If you remember today, industrials were green. I think Faraz remembers that. XLI was green. So as bad as today was, it actually was an improvement on yesterday's lows. And we do have basically a consolidation candle here. It's a small candle. And we'll be looking to see if price can break above that tomorrow. That would signify an entrance. So the high is, looking here, is exactly 368. So if tomorrow price can break above 368, we can enter deer for a swing trade. And how long will it last? Well, look, I mean, you can actually kind of know how much duration you should get on your option. And then remember, I tell you to get 75 delta and then 3 times the duration that you figured out. But right here, this is, the last run was this long, which was basically how long the last run before that was, and the run before that, and it just keeps on going and going, right? And so how long was that? It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 trading sessions previously. So that would cover about 2.5 weeks. The other one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trading sessions. So that's 2 weeks. So we have 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have almost 3 weeks on the other one. So which one would you risk getting? So this is like, it's obvious to me, so I know which one to take. But so which duration would you choose if you think, okay, I'm going to get in and this thing could run? Would you get the 2 weeks, the 2.5 weeks, or the 3 weeks? And I'm not talking about multiplying it by 3. Kelly says 3. 3. Says Clayton. So yeah, I think it's pretty obvious, right? I mean, that's what I'm trying to kind of like say here is that these things, they get more and more obvious as you start to get into them. So I'm like trying to teach you guys how to fish, and so you can see that. You can see, okay, I want to be covered. I want, the worst case scenario, right? I want to be in for the longest run possible. So 3 weeks. So you multiply that by 3, and what do you get? You get 9 weeks. So how many days is that? 9 weeks is about 2.25 months, but 9 weeks, you can just go 9 times 7. 9 times 7 is 63 days. So then you can look on the option chains, and most option chains will tell you how many days are left. So you want 63 days. So if I go over to Deere now, and it's not on my screen, but over on another one of my screens, I have the option chain. And I go, okay, which expiration is, it's going to capture 63 days? And we have 58 days for May 21st. And then we have 86 days for June. And what you want to do is you want to compare the pricing, because often you might be paying, like, for example, let's take a look at it, and we're looking for the 75 Delta. So if you got the May 75 Delta, the mid price is going to be approximately, and I'm just going to round here, $3,700. Expensive, but well worth it. You'll probably double your money. But then the June pricing for the 75 Delta is approximately $4,000. So in other words, you're paying $3,700 to come up short, 56 days instead of 63. $3,700. But for $300 more, just $300 more, 10% more, you're getting it to 86 days. How many more days is 86 than 53? Wasn't that what it was? 58. 86 divided by 58. Where's my calculator now? You're getting 48% more duration for 10% more price. You see what I mean? So that's usually a good deal. So that's why you check both. You're like, hey man, is it a good deal to get some more time? Hell yeah, you're getting 50%, almost 50% more time. I don't know. Yeah, I did the math there. 48% more time for only $300 more, which is, what was it, 3,700? It's actually less than 10% more. 300 divided by 3,700 is 8.1% more. So you could then go 8.1 divided, you could go 48 divided by 8.1. So you could say that one is 592% more well priced. It's like a really good deal. Something like that. This is the kind of math that you could start doing, to try to realize what's better to do. All right, let's take a look at Deere, and that was Deere. And how about Caterpillar, and Ethan Allen, and is George with us tonight? George, if you have any other picks you want me to look at, I'm happy to do so. I know your picks were just gorgeous. So anyway, Deere and Cat and Crocs. We'll take another look at Crocs. It's like a pain in my side with Crocs, God, we just want a good entrance on Crocs. Let's take a look at Caterpillar. So Caterpillar actually signaled entrance today, but then came all the way back down. So that was a little bit difficult. I don't know if anybody got into Caterpillar, but that was an entrance today. And basically tomorrow, you could, as long as it doesn't break lower, you could say, oh, okay, well, I'm in on it for just cheaper now. So you can essentially do that, right? And then if it breaks below yesterday's candle, you can get out. But you could now get in on the breakout today over yesterday's red candle high for cheaper, because it's lower now. It pulled back off of that high. So tomorrow you could potentially get that. It would be great if you could even get it and wait for it to break again, that red candle high, for extra double confirmation. Does everyone understand that? Hopefully you understand that. I think you probably understand that. Ethan Allen took a huge nosedive today and brings it pretty close to entrance though now. I mean, that's it. We were looking for that price right down there, 26.6. So either you can get in there on the value of it, or you can wait for it to put in more candles and wait for that green candle to break the red candle high. So you have two choices there. You can play the bottom of the trend, or you can play waiting for it to break the previous candle high. Is this the bottom of what? Oh, so let's take a look at Crocs. Crocs made you money this morning. Why, Kelly? Did you short it? I know you shorted Deer. Yeah, I mean, you look at Crocs and there is a bottom end to that channel, but you know, does it ever end? It's a little low right now. It's pretty low. I think I would rather wait for a green candle to break over red candle high like it did there, like it did there, like it did there, and then take it. So we'll be waiting again for a more confirmed entry on Crocs. I don't think tomorrow is going to be it, but if Crocs gets over 78, you heard it from my lips to your ears, 78. If Crocs were to pop 78 tomorrow, somehow, that would be entrance on Crocs swing trade. Somebody I think said Abbott Labs. No, it was AB, or did somebody say AB? Oh, Abel, you said thoughts on Palantir. Man, every night we go over this. Palantir's in a downtrend, and I'm not interested in buying it until about $10 to $7. Sold for profits this morning. Oh, did you? Okay, cool. Do you give much weight to open interest when selecting options? Yes, Mark. Again, go to that link that I gave earlier. And if you want, sign up for that. And there's mini lessons in there on how I choose my options, how to make a high quality choice on choosing your options for a swing trade, especially for swing trades. That's something I'm very good at, is swing trading options. That's probably my, best thing, I would say. Yeah. I mean, the mini lesson now is that, yeah, it makes a difference, but I'm not going to go over that, how to select strikes based on that and the delta and the duration. Like I just said, I mean, you got a lot of it already. Just go click the link. Let's see. What are some other smooth plays? George, did you give us any other ones? George, do you have any other ones we could take a look at that I could check out? I checked out Ethan Allen. You had another one, RDC, I think it was. RDC. Let me see if that was it. Nah, that must not have been it. RDD or something. Maybe George isn't with us. There's George. He's with us. RCD. How did you remember that? Okay. Well, I'm glad I have you guys for my memory. So yeah, we're still waiting for RCD to either pull back more down to this 15 moving average, or turn around. Ideally, you put in a bottoming tail candle. If you zoom up, you can see that this is the kind of trigger we want to see. The last time that it did it, we had this bottoming tail candle. That's a kind of end of a pullback, or a topping tail or bottoming tail candles are the ends. Typically, they mark the ends of a move. And then when green candle broke over the red candle high right there, it would have been this day, would have been entrance right here. And then just track the lows up, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and out right there. At the worst, you would get out there, but potentially you maybe even were taking your profits up here when it got pretty extended off of the 20 moving average, as I teach. But yeah, that would have been a move from 135 to 142, like a $600 move. And I don't know how much the options are on RCD. Let's take a look. But that would have been a $600 profit on the last run for RCD in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. And it would have cost, you'd have to play RCD with stock shares. It has no options. Instrument has no options. Paying for a swing? Oh, maybe, yeah. I mean, I like energy. Energy is just on a tear. Look, Fang is energy, okay? Is it basically an energy sector stock? And then that's Fang. And then look at energy, XLE. It's doing pretty outstanding as well, and everything in it. So, I would get energy stocks on a pullback or XLE on a pullback. Today was the first day we had a green candle break over a red candle high on XLE, actually. So XLE just became potentially a swing trade, the sector itself. So we had this green candle break over this red candle's high. And it's basically at the entrance price right now of 49. And look at the kind of runs it goes on once you're in. Very nice. Joanna says, how about FSLR short? I mean, only if it's making lower lows and, no, I don't think so. No, that's not just going down and down and down and down. Like we want to see that kind of deer chart, DE, on the downside with something that we want to short. You don't want to see chop. You just said FSLR. Look at that. I mean, it's all over the map. Can you find some genius hidden pattern in there? Maybe. Probably you're just actually getting lucky. But man, it's so much easier to make money on something like that. It's going up and up and up and up. Airbnb. All right, let's take a look at that. Because it's a recent IPO. Looks pretty topped out. That's all I have to tell you about that. It's chopping up at the top of this range. It's only been on the market for a little while, so it's hard to determine much at this point. But it doesn't look like it's just sailing, does it? It does not look like it's sailing, and it does not look like it's breaking down and falling down and dropping and bleeding either, does it? So what is it doing then? It's going sideways. And how much money do you make in an investment that goes sideways? Can anyone tell me? Over time, how much money do you make in something that goes sideways? There you go. Kelly, none. Correct. 0. So this is a 0. So fuck Airbnb. You don't want that one. Twitter. This guy's been asking for LTNC a lot, and I'm going to give it to him now. Yeah, this is like a spiker, penny stock, and I don't know anything about it. Maybe it's one of those. I don't know anything about it, but it looks like it's curling up and progressing up and up and up and up. Looks good. I'm not like a penny stock expert. I can't look at this and go, oh yeah, this is a dream moonshot. That's just not my style. I don't play roulette. I play poker. I play the house and I beat them. And I do that by playing things that are certain, not things that are roulette games. So like that is certain. I'll play that. I'm sorry if that's too conservative for you, but that's just something that you can make money on. New York may legalize weed soon. Yeah, the weed stocks. I searched for a list for tomorrow. Let me know if I missed any. APOP, SITM, AEHL, GigM. Yeah, I've been hearing about all those. Yep, those are the NFT stocks. They've been popping a lot. And probably they're going to start being mentioned in the morning on news releases and press releases. And so you probably could do well to wake up early and make sure you have pre-market trading ability in your account and see what you can do. See if you can do some damage. Let's take a look at what's up in after hours. I think it's probably some of the stuff you just mentioned. Let's see. APOP, GigM, NBIX. The big ones are GigM, GIGM, and APOP. I'll pull them up so you can see what we're talking about. APOP going sideways mostly, And then this evening it popped to 5.4, maybe even higher. Let's take a look. All right. So that wasn't super great. It popped from 3.5 all the way to 7.86. So that's, yes, that's great. But the problem was how much it pulled back. It pulled back almost 75%. So that's not so good. Just like today when we were looking at DLPN, right? DLPN, I wasn't feeling it. All those morning ones they haven't been bullish enough. And that's what happens is they fail. They fail throughout the day. And here's Gig M. All right, Gig M did better. It broke previous high during after hours, but then it did pull back from there about 80%. So again, also a bit problematic. CIDM, Camille says, did the best. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's good. Those are good. My concern is it's not virgin. It's not fresh. It hasn't even made it over the previous day's high yet. So that's a problem. We're looking for blue skies moves, fresh territory. This one's moving into bag holder territory. There's a ton of bag holders up here, lots of volume. A ton of bag holders are in this range of 2.5 to 2.6. And it may be able to cut through that tomorrow on lots of hype, but it's going to encounter some resistance. And so anyway, my point is you want to see it break that high before you actually go bullish on this again. And the other one, yeah, absolutely. And the other one was a AEHL. Let me see. Yeah, that was pretty bad. It went up, made a base pullback of about 30%, tried to go up again, but couldn't make it, failed to be bullish, even more bullish than before, and then broke down on the base, broke down for a total retracement of about 70%. That's not so good. Oh, Bitcoin. We didn't look at Bitcoin. All right. Bitcoin's all the way down to 51,000. Wow. Fantastic. Such a good buying opportunity. Let's see where it's at. Let's analyze this a little bit. There's got to be an entrance down here somewhere. The last one was at 47,000, I believe. Let's see. I'll even pull out more than that. The 90-day 4-hour. All right, we just hit the 200 moving average on Bitcoin. It actually hasn't gotten this tasty as far as pullbacks in a while. But I would worry and be concerned if it broke 44,000. All right, so that's the level to watch out for. Until it breaks 44,000, we're still long-term bullish. 44,000 is the level to watch out for. Just remember that. I know Kelly writes this shit down or he remembers it. I don't know how he does it, but good job, buddy. 44,000. You do not want to see Bitcoin drop below 44,000. Otherwise, that's bad news bears for Bitcoin and crypto. I wonder if it's like just everyone's taking their money out and putting it all on NFTs. That's crazy. Are there any NFT cryptos, that you can buy in the crypto world? Other than like, obviously we're seeing stocks, which are making money off of the sales. Miana says plenty. Okay, cool. I mean, do you remember maybe 1, 2, or 3 right now that I can mention to all the members right now? Yeah, NFTs getting all the attention, just sucking it out of Bitcoin, right? Everyone's like, fuck, sell the Bitcoin. The moonshots are over on the NFTs. ADA. Okay, cool. And ADA is one of them, apparently. Everyone's moving to altcoins. Yeah. I got to figure out how to do that. I guess I should probably work on that tonight. I don't know if any of you are really good at that and want to help me out. You could contact me on a private message. I'd appreciate any help on that. Obviously, I'm all over the major cryptos, but for altcoins and any of those NFT ones, let me know. I've got Binance and a lot of those different things, but I am trying to figure out how to do it all anonymously. That's what I would really love to do. Just have an anonymous wallet. I can store the hash code somewhere if necessary. Uh, that's what I really want to do, and I haven't really figured out how to do that yet. I mean, you're all saying different wallets, but can they do just hashtag totally anonymous, no email, no name, no ID? Okay, all right. So they're recommending MetaMask and Wasabi and something called TTD. MetaMask and Wasabi. Miana says just make another email. I mean, kinda, yeah. Kinda. What's bloodbath for Oz? What are you talking about? All you need is the 16 digits, John, with which one? MetaMask? Yeah. All right, cool. I'll check those out. You guys heard it here too. Why does it have to be anonymous? See, to me, that's the beauty of blockchain. Like, that's supposed to be decentralized, fully independent, totally free currency. So, I like it being anonymous because it's like me having gold that I got from a friend when I was in Australia one time. I guess you have to declare that on an airplane, but I'm just saying, it's like having an asset in your house that's been passed down for generations. And I don't know, you just haven't declared that yet, whether or not you wanted to or not, for whatever reason, just because fuck that, right? I mean, that's just, I don't know. That's just me. If one day I need to declare it, I will. But until then, I'm not going to willingly do that. You have me on video on that. I'm sure others agree with me. I mean, that's the beauty of blockchain. Like, I don't know, like in 30 years, if we move to Mars or something, fuck US dollar. Fuck, like I'm going to take my blockchain. I mean, screw it. So I don't know. I'm not in it as much as you guys are, but I think probably I have the matching philosophy for the whole concept of blockchain because, I mean, for example, what happened on GME? All that goddamn regulation, right? Just got us mangled in a terrible mess. People lost a lot of money, a lot because of all the regulatory shit that was going on and the stops that they were pulling in the market that they shouldn't have. If we had a decentralized, totally free, blockchain-based stock market, we wouldn't have had to deal with any of that shit. Mark's like, plus tax evasion. But like, I have no problem with paying my taxes, but like, I don't know, there's just some things that philosophically go beyond the fact that I'm an American citizen. Like America does not have the right to tell me I can't move to Mars or what do you call it? Expatriate or, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, and blockchain is all about that. To me, that's what blockchain is. Yeah, exactly. John's like, why would they outlaw it? Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think it's the right way to go. I love it. I want to see blockchain everything. I mean, that's what we're with NFTs. It's like the greatest invention lately. I do think that there's, some genius invention in the future that will even outdo blockchain. Maybe it's based on quantum computing, but there'll be something else, another methodology, something that requires so much computation and yet, that it couldn't even be fathomed to be created previously. But now with quantum computing, maybe, some genius will come up with the next thing that's going to be better even than blockchain. But for now, blockchain's better than everything that's come before it. So long as we continue to evolve digitally as a species. Yeah, exactly, Ken. I know it's a hot topic. And we have a Jacob. Thank you for posting that. The moderator in TikTok. Yeah, you guys click the link in my TikTok. Oh, even that's right. Somebody just mentioned even the internet itself could go blockchain, like your browser. I think they already have that. And just and that's the way it should be. If you wanna give somebody something, like what the hell is wrong with that? Like I thought we're done with like what do they call that? Monarchy. This is not a monarchy. We don't live like that. Here in the United States of America, it's every cowboy for themselves. And fuck you if you don't like that. And I have a gun to make sure of it. You know what I mean? I don't personally. But I understand and agree and align with that philosophy. And if I ever need to get a gun, I suppose I will. But there you go. I enjoy total freedom. It was amazing like half a year ago or a year ago in Hong Kong, everyone that was protesting in the streets in Hong Kong was singing the national anthem of the United States of America. God bless America, or one of those things. They were singing it with the flag in the streets. And that was the moment like the United States became a philosophy of freedom. It became a philosophy of freedom. Worldwide, the United States is viewed as, you know, the pinnacle, the icon, the leader of the free world, freedom, right? And so, it's such a tragedy to see all the socialists and all the communism and all the leftist shit going on in the United States. But, I don't want to come down too heavy with you guys, but, that's fine. There's lots of countries, Sweden, et cetera, who love that. We don't like that here. That's not what the United States of America is. Like, there's people that are like, but Sweden, okay, so move to Sweden. Go enjoy that. If you love it, go there. That's not going to happen. You'll have to, what did they say? Was that the Alamo or something? You have to take the gun out of my dying hand or something like that. That's just, it's never going to effing happen under my nose. You'll need to kill me in order for us to go in that direction. I will defend the freedom of this country, and I will defend the freedom of this philosophy of freedom. And I believe blockchain is a big part of that. And I think everyone who's into blockchain believes that as well. All right, guys. So thank you very much for everything. It's getting a little bit late. I have a couple other things I got to do business-wise. It's been a fun discussion. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for live day trading. Everyone join our Discord if you can, and then we'll be able to day trade in the morning. Pick up a free trial. We can day trade tomorrow, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, before next Wednesday. All right. Good night, everybody.